3, 2, 1.
Hi, I'm Austin Strange, and this is the Autobiography of a Composer. Well, a self-deemed composer. So the first thing that I'm going to talk about is The Land Before Time. The Land Before Time is like a movie series, and it was my favorite when I was a kid. I watched it all the time. I have all of them on VHS somewhere in my house. And I just loved them because they were musical and they were awesome. And they had little characters, they would all burst out into song, and I loved that. I think that, among other things, is the start of what made me really like musicals. The plays and stuff, the mixture of acting and scenes and along with music. And I like that. Get my notes out. So the next thing that I'm going to talk about is my first CD. Like, it wasn't the first CD that I'd ever seen in my life or anything like that. That'd be ridiculous. It was the first CD that I owned or was mine because it came from a pizza box. It was like a mixtape of all the hits from that time. So I had Video Killed the Radio Star, I had Tainted Love. That was my first ownership of music. So it was my first experience with actually having music at my fingertips. Even though I was just pressing play and listening to it, it was my first experience with music being under my control. And I remember rocking out to it in my underwear in my room and dancing. Some of my friends really loved it. Like, it was popular. All my friends were jealous that I had this Pizza CD. So my first lessons that I ever had was violin. That was my first instrument. I played violin for 1 year and then gave up. Still got it. Hannah. She left me. Once I got a little bit older, because I'm talking like I was 5 here. Once I got a little older, around 10, I really took the Beatles and Queen as my inspirations because they were my favorite bands at the time. So lots of my music from back then was based off of the same kind of style of chord patterns and the same kind of lyrics. That was me and a friend. Me and a friend were writing all these songs. We had a little band. We called ourselves Andrew and Austin. So after finding all this inspiration from Queen and the Beatles, we ended up writing our own music, our own little CD. We organized a CD release concert. Now, we'd done a few little shows like, Broadway music here and there, but we hadn't had a concert of our own. This was the Andrew and Austin concert. That was my first headlining concert, which was insane. That was my first time singing really in front of a crowd that was coming for me, if you know what I mean. Because when I did all the talent shows and stuff, the crowd wasn't coming for me. They were coming to see their kid or their grandchild. So that was my first performance, and ever since then, I've fallen in love with performing in front of people. I love it. And I think that was what got me hooked. Fun fact, one of my first gigs ever, not this concert, like a little piddly show at Broadway Music, I did a concert with a band called Moira Vieira. One of the members of this band has actually ended up signed under Universal Records. So after that, I also got into the idea of musical theater and performing. With that new interest, I auditioned for A Christmas Carol with Theatre Orangeville, and that was awesome because I got it. And it was amazing because I got to sing and to act, and that really was the birth of my acting career. Because I hadn't really acted before that. It was just I wanted to sing some of the musical style songs, so I learned to act so that I'd have the opportunities. If that makes sense. So then, about 5 years ago, we found this piano, this little keyboard thing in our attic, and I was playing around on it, and that's where I learned how to write piano music, because I just played with it so much that I got good at it. Learning how to read sheet music just kind of came with that. Books have had absolutely no influence on my life whatsoever. I'm not a reader. I do not want to be a reader. It makes every event take a really, really long time. Alright, that's the end of my video. I'm done talking to you, but there was so much more that I wanted to say. I didn't have the time because this video is already too long. So I'm gonna put a little list for you in the credits. And it's gonna be every single artist, director, composer who has had an influence on who I am. I love you. I love you!